right, good afternoon, Thursday afternoon here in Missouri, 4 o'clock. So today we are starting an yin yoga series for the chakra system. And there are 7 main chakras that we talk about in yoga, even though there's a lot more than that. There's 109 actually, 108 in the body and 1 above the head. But we'll focus on the 7 main ones for this series. So the series is 6 weeks. Anybody can join, even if you're not a member, and it's $89. So anyway, anybody's welcome. So we will start with the root chakra today. And we have 6 weeks. So we're going to combine the chakra 6 and 7 in that last week, the crown and the eyebrow point. So root chakra is very important. It's our stability, our strength, our safety, our security in the world. And it's the first thing that develops. The baby gets to grow the root, and then, you know, the tailbone and so forth. So the spine grows from there. So we really have this maybe sometimes security around the life, around the people. Maybe we feel that we're not loved, we don't belong. So all of those have to do with the root chakra. And then other things, we feel unsafe or insecure about our finances. If we don't have enough money, we will be struggling with this root chakra issue. Or if we have too much, we don't know what to do with it. So just some imbalances that are connected with this security issue. And sometimes can be about connections with other people. We feel insecure without other people's approval or validation of us. So we depend on the outside circumstances to feel security and stability in ourselves. So as we work on the root chakra, those things can change for us, and we can feel a little bit more strengthened and feeling a sense of belonging on the earth, in our life, and in our experience. So the first exercise has to do, all of these poses for the root chakra basically are with the lower body. So feet, legs, all the way to the pelvis. So first one is called a toe squat. We're gonna get on our toes, and we bring the hands on the floor in the front. So we're really stretching and activating the big toe and all the other toes. So we can start dropping the knees down, and that will activate the stretch more. So you decide how much you wanna do the activation. If you go all the way down, of course, your toes are gonna be really curled in. So see how that feels. If it doesn't feel good, you can always have the hands down and lift up a bit. And with time, those toes would open. So just like everything in the body, we need to keep even our toes flexible and stretched and open. So we have that blood circulate in the periphery and the energy and everything like that. So this is a great chance to open up the toes. So take a few breaths here. And also, I like to include some affirmations in this chakra series to strengthen whatever area is related to the specific chakra we're working on. So this one being about safety and security, we're gonna affirm this statement about safety. So we can tell ourselves, I am safe. Because a lot of us may feel unsafe in the world or around other people. Sometimes unsafe on the street or in the car, or even when they're alone by themselves. So this issue of safety is connected with that insecurity from the root chakra. And this is very intense, so back off a little bit if you need to. We'll just stay a couple more breaths. This one is not very long. All right, now we'll transition to the second one where we stretch the front of the feet. So this time we sit back on the heels, stretching the ankles and the front of the feet. And here we'll use the affirmation, there's enough for everyone, including me. There's enough for everyone, including me. Whatever we feel lack of or we feel insecurity around, just know that there's enough for everyone. If you need to ease off a bit, bring your hands behind you and lift off a little bit. Just find your comfort level here. And we get a chance to open the chest here and focus on the breath. Sometimes when we focus too intensely on the area of challenge, we exacerbate the feeling of that sensation, which sometimes can be intense. If we focus the mind somewhere else, it will be actually better. Because whatever we focus on grows. If we focus on pain, the pain gets stronger. If we focus on happiness, our happiness gets stronger. So we get a choice what to focus on. Two more breaths. There is enough for everyone, including me. Have a sense of abundance with your chest and heart open. And receive those fresh breaths. And let's go ahead and gently release that pose. We'll transition to the next one, which is called Deer Pose. So for this one, the right knee is gonna be parallel with the front edge of the mat, just as much as possible. And then the left shin and knee is gonna be on the other edge of the mat. So the short end and the long end, just as straight as you're able. They may not be super straight or touching the floor. That's okay. Then we're gonna get our hips in the center and press the hands into the floor. Lift up the heart and focus on the breath. And the affirmation here is friends and family love and support me. Friends and family love and support me. Continue to breathe and reaffirm to yourself, family and friends love and support me. Pose. One leg out in the front like this, and the other one perpendicular. You got it. And hands on the floor or on the block. Keep the chest lifted and heart open. And reaffirm to yourself. Family and friends love and support me. Right, 2 more breaths here. And now we're gonna release and transition into the next pose. We're gonna bring the left leg out in front and the right foot stays into the inner thigh. So bring that leg out to the side a little bit. And now we may need the blocks too. We're gonna lean forward to rest either our elbows or our forehead on the blocks, whatever we can reach here. So maybe just the forearms, you can put the blocks in a T, just to have some good support, because we're gonna lean into the pose here. So it's a half butterfly pose. Opening the piriformis on the right side and the sciatic nerve on the left. And our affirmation here would be, all of my needs are met. All of my needs are met. Breathe smoothly and deeply, connecting with the areas of sensation in the low back and in the back of the leg. All of my needs are met. Just try to really not make that a repetitive chatter in your mind, but rather see how it feels in your body when you even hear that. When you hear all of my needs are met. How does your body react? How is your inner sensation? Does your body believe it? Does it know it's true, or does it resent it? Just noticing. So if you resent it and try to push it away, obviously that is not true for you. So maybe we need to change a few things to feel that our needs are actually met. And the first person that can make sure of that is ourselves. So we take our life in our own hands. We become responsible for everything that happens in this current life situation that is always changing. And allowing the impermanence also to be part of our life experience, because that is the nature of this universe. It is impermanent and it is dualistic. Things change all the time and everything has two facets. You cannot have a coin without the other side. So there's happiness and there's sadness. There's black and there's white. There's darkness, there's light. We would not know the light if darkness didn't exist. So we are grateful and accepting of both. All right, let's go ahead and inhale and release this side. And we all switch and do the two poses on the other. So now left knee comes to the front, lining up with the front of the mat, and the right knee to the side, lining up with the other edge of the mat. And this side may feel different. It may be more open or less open. Bring the hands to the floor and try to keep the spine lifted the best you can. If you do need the blocks, you can also lift up on the blocks. So you can actually reach something and keep the spine tall and your torso and hips right in the middle of the pose. All right. So here we will repeat that affirmation again. Family and friends love and support me. Notice how that feels true to you. Family and friends love and support me. Noticing how the breath travels, noticing any restrictions or any sensation of resistance when you say the mantra, family and friends love and support me. If there's resistance, that means maybe you don't really feel that way. Maybe you haven't felt the love of your dear ones, even our parents, the way that you needed it. They loved you in their own way. So just feel that resistance so you can dissipate it. Or maybe they loved you, but you didn't feel it. You didn't know that they did because you needed something different. And we just know that no parents are perfect. We also have not been perfect parents, and that's okay. We all did our best. Right, let's gently release that pose. And we'll continue with the left knee staying bent and the right leg extending out. We will use our blocks again, right in the front to lean forward. Deep breath in, exhale. And here we bring back the mantra, all of my needs are met. All of my needs are met. If not by others, they are met by myself. Because I can provide everything that I need. I am secure, strong, I feel safe in the world, and I'm thankful. Noticing the energy circulating around the back of the leg, the lumbar spine. Take a deep breath in, all the way through the spine. Bring it up between the shoulder blades and hold. And exhale softly, squeezing the navel to the spine, releasing all the stagnant air out. Inhale again, let the belly inflate. all the way to the top. Hold. And exhale. All of my needs are met. All right, let's go ahead and inhale and release this pose. We'll transition to a dragonfly pose. So left foot on the floor, right leg back, hands on the floor or on the block here. And we will drop the left leg out to the side, pressing out through the knee and edge of the foot. And we can walk the back knee as much as we would like. Also, if the knee needs a little cushioning, bring your blanket underneath to keep that knee safe. So I'm gonna lean into the left to open all this left side of the body. If we ever want to add more to this pose, we can rest the left hand on the block and bend the right knee and reach your hand, maybe reach towards your foot. Maybe you just bend the knee. So if you bend the knee, you get a deep quad stretch. And the affirmation here would be, I can take care of myself. I can take care of myself. Breathe into this powerful pose. This is stretching and opening opposite sides, the back of the leg, including the life nerve, your sciatic nerve. And on the right side, you will get the quad, hip flexor, psoas. It's a very deep pose. Two more breaths. Let's release that side. Bring the left knee in. Get that blanket for your left knee if you need it. We're going to walk the right leg out. And walk it to the edge of the mat and drop into the edge of the foot. And breathe. Allow that left side to open as much as you like. And you'll get a little uncomfortable. Just back off a bit if you need to. You can reach a little bit towards the left. Even if you don't reach the foot, you can bend the knee a little bit. See how that feels. Deepen the breath and feel those deeper sensations. If they are too deep, too intense, you're allowed to back off. All of my needs are met. Let's go ahead and release that. Back off a little bit. And we'll come to the floor to rebound a little bit. So we're going to come to a small Shavasana, a short Shavasana. So come down on your back. And just let the legs and the hips allow this energy to circulate. Notice that intensity in the hips and the knees and that energy moving throughout the body. All right, let's move on to the next pose. Come on to your side to lift off. And we'll do caterpillar pose now. So this one is really easy. We're gonna stretch the legs out and we'll put the left foot on top of right. Inhale, arms out, left arm on top of right. And exhale, reach forward. You can grab the toes if you'd like and pull them apart. And allow your back to soften and lengthen just gently. And the affirmation here would be, all of my needs are valid. All of my needs are valid. Let's go ahead and release that. And we'll switch the legs. Now left leg goes under, right on top. Same with the arms. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach. All of my needs are valid. All right, let's slowly inhale and release the shape. Okay, now we will go on our backs. Bring the right knee to the chest. Hug it in and rock it a little bit. And let's go ahead and exhale, drop the knee to the left. And extend the leg. But keep your right side touching the ground. Don't compromise lifting off the floor on the right side. So your arm is extended. Shoulder and arm touches the floor. And that right leg crosses over as much as it's able. If you cannot cross it all the way to the ground, you can use a block to step that foot onto a block. Maybe 2 blocks stacked on top of each other if it's needed. You can put 2 blocks lengthwise and maybe you can reach. So arm and shoulders are on the floor. Gaze is to the right. And if you don't need the blocks, you don't need the blocks. That's okay. So right leg extends here. Diagonal stretch. The affirmation here would be, all of my emotions are valid. All of my emotions are valid. Anger, sadness, frustration, those things that we label negative, they are also valid. All of my emotions are valid. They need to be seen and they need to be expressed in a proper way. So acknowledge all of those emotions and breathe through them and let them float away. Dissipate them with a breath. Now, if you ever want more here and you're really flexible, you can grab your foot with your left hand in the front. And if you want more in the back, slide that right knee back more, and maybe your right hand can reach that foot. It's called a cat pulling its tail. So you grab your tail and you pull it. See how that feels? Maybe you're not there yet for a while, that's okay. You still get the same benefits of the pose. It is actually proven that even if we do create the pose in our imaginary mind, it still has effect. There's many healings that happen that way in many hospitals in China. They did research. And people that could not move, they could not do Qigong, but they could just watch the other practitioners and sit in that energy. They would get that transformative power into themselves and they could also heal, just like the others that were actively doing the work. So if we practice it with the group in the community and we practice it even in the mind, it still has effect. Because the mind is that powerful, we just don't use it in the right way sometimes. We let it go in circles and we obsess and we worry and so forth. Let's just use it properly now. Imagine that you're doing this pose just like you wanted to do it in your mind. This pose is also called pretzel because from above we look like a figure 8 or like a pretzel. All of my emotions are valid. Let them come to surface. Acknowledge them for a moment and abandon them. Let them go on their merry way, just like clouds in the sky. All right, now let's release that side. Bring that right knee to a bend. Release the right arm and bring it back to center. Allow the hips to sink down in the ground and rebound here for a moment. The knees touching each other. And now let's go ahead and bring the left knee to the chest. Hug it in tight. Stretch the right leg out. Rock side to side a little bit. And let's cross the left leg over to the right. But keep your left shoulder and back of the arm touching the floor. Bring your gaze to the left. And notice how this area is different than your other one. And see if you can reach that left foot with your right hand. And let's do the affirmation here. All of my feelings are valid. All of my feelings are valid. They come to the surface to be seen. All of my feelings are totally valid. And I am allowed to express them. If you want to do the pretzel pose, grab your left toe with the right hand and the right toe with the left hand. Breathe through all these channels you are opening and validate your feelings. All of my feelings are truly valid. Slowly and gently release the grip of the leg. Bring the knee back to center. Bring your back into neutral and keep the knees bent. Feet out to the edges of the mat and knees hugging together. Bring your blanket to feel safe and warm. Because we are safe, surrounded by safety, surrounded by love. So here, let's go ahead and focus on the area below the navel. That is the prana center, the manipura. the chi storage, the lower dantian. So here we breathe into this area to enhance our energy, to store the energy in this point. So breathe in. And imagine you breathe directly into the lower belly, right below the navel, like you'd have your nostrils there. Breathe in and allow the belly to expand and rise and grow, gathering the chi. Hold it at the top, let it expand and grow. And exhale, squeeze the navel of the spine. And then inhale again. Same way. Continue to breathe directly into the navel. If you'd like, you can bring the hands to rest in that area. Your back is neutral and your hands can come creating a diamond shape right around your navel. So you can bring your index and thumbs together and focus in that area, breathing continuously into that rhomboid shape. Inhale, deepen the breath, hold at the top. And exhale. 3 more, just like that. Exhale. I am safe. Family and friends love and support me. I am grounded. My needs are valid. My emotions are valid. Allow your body to sink into the ground. Just be the breath. Let go of the body. Let go of the mind.
Allow your breath to breathe you. Let go of the body, let go of the mind. Just observe the breath. It will be your friend by now. Two more breaths into these lower chakras in the body. Slowly and gently now start to open the eyes and stretch. And gently come to your side and give your body a big hug and stay here a little bit. Just really feel like the child in the womb that is safe and secure and sound. There's lots of nourishment around, good amount of light, it's safe, secure. Just feel this energy.